Hello and welcome. It's a recession when your neighbor loses his job, it's a depression when you lose yours. As said by Harry S. Truman. Some say we are in a recession right now. Some say it would be this year or early next year. Whichever one is right, we all know prices are up, savings are down, layoffs are on the rise. The pain is excruciating at the pump. And that grocery receipt make you question that what the heck did you buy? Do you remember just a few months ago when we were here? Before getting here? Just like we switched from extreme labor shortage right after the pandemic to the current reality of people getting laid off. In this video, we are giving you 10 good ways to prepare for the upcoming recession. As always, we ask you to go through the list and pick from it what you may and toss the rest. Let's get to it. Number 1. Reassess your career and job. The most important source of income is your job. Hobbies are fine to have, but not most hobbies put food on your table or roof over your head. Make sure your job is stable and you are not in a possibility of being laid off. Layoff are one of the many signs of recession, and you should try to gauge if your job or position may be on the chopping block if your employer decides to shrink their budget. The first thing most employers do is shrink their personnel during hard times. Some company that has either slowed hiring or laid people off includes Meta, Uber, and Netflix and Robinhood. And if your job is safe, ask yourself this question: how can you make it safer? You can do this by making your role more prominent. Take advantage of training if you make your role more prominent. Number 2. Reassess your emergency funds, also known as raining day funds. Find ways to save. I was talking to my little brother the other day and he was concerned why I keep saying that saving is very important. It is not about how much you make, it is how much you are able to save on your daily expenses. Just like big businesses have a cost-saving departments and regularly assess their spending, we should also do these on our personal budget. Look for ways to cut cost and save more money. Number 3. Strive to pay off credit cards and high-interest debts. Avoid variable rate debt. We all are guilty of this because it is easy to buy things, but hard as hell to pay it back, especially in this reality of rising interest rate. Do you know that just as your interest rises on your online saving account due to Fed increasing interest rate, your interest charges on your credit cards will also rise? It sure will if it hasn't already started. So now is the time to get rid of that high-interest credit card. Number 4. Avoid buying big-ticket items right now. Interest is high, and it will keep rising for the foreseeable future. I don't need to remind you that there is a 40-year high inflation ravaging through our economy, and the truth is, there's no end in sight, just yet. All these high cost and prices means all big-ticket items are overpriced compared to what they were a few years ago. Try and stay away from buying new things during a recession. For instance, I would love a new car now, but thinking of the interest rate I will pay for owning the car or how much I will pay to purchase the car has made me reassess the decision. The higher the gas price goes, the more people talk about buying a Tesla, but we fail to forget the new expenses and car note that comes with owning a Tesla. You will need a home charging station that now cost at least $2,000, if not more, to install. All these are added fees that aren't budget friendly. The truth is, for anyone that is trying to attain FIRE, the climate is just not right for very big ticket items. It is not a good time to buy a house, nor is it a good time to buy a new car. Even real estate investors aren't taking deals at this time unless it practically falls on their laps or the deal is just too cheap and too much of a bargain to pass up. Ask yourself this: do I have the financial strength to pay 6% interest rate on a mortgage? Do I have the financial strength to pay 4% interest on a car note? Do I want to buy a new home now that the appreciation on houses has slowed down? Think that big purchase through thoroughly. Before we continue, we hope you've gotten some valuable tips so far. If you like these types of videos, kindly like this one and consider subscribing to encourage us, and it will help the channel a great deal. And if you're new, welcome. Let's move on. Number 5. Cut back and streamline your budget. Yes, you heard right. And I'm guilty of it too, but now is the time to cut back on those expenses that you don't need. With rising inflation and possible recession on the horizon, most consumers will tighten their purse and finances, and so should you. Ask yourself, where else can I cut my expenses? Personal finance is not how much you make, it is how much you are able to keep. Always ask yourself how else you can save. I just completed putting mulch on my front lawn. It was a good meditation and self-reflection exercise. It also took me away from Netflix. I just got yet another covenants violation from my HOA to power wash my siding. And you guess right, I'm going to be doing that job myself as another exercise and self-reflection time. Do you know landscaper and power wash companies make the most of their money in summer? Because they know that's when the HOAs are more active with inspecting homes. I just paid $400 to have an end-unit townhouse rental property power washed. That would be treated as an expense on the rental, but the one on my house would have been much more expensive and is not tax deductible, which is one of the many reasons I choose to do it myself. Number 6. Rebalance your investment portfolio. Now is the time to re-evaluate your investments portfolios. Make sure your portfolio is optimal and properly balanced with securities that can help your portfolio hedge out the recession. Are there some dud in there that you think should be sold so you can take profit or harvest the loss for tax benefits? Then now is the time to optimize your portfolio, sell the duds. We want shares that would give us high sustainable dividend and as well as stocks growth over time. Again, as dividend growth investors, you don't want a stock or securities that is giving just dividend when the underlying investment is decaying. Consider diversifying and by investing some money in I-bonds, which currently pays 9.62%. There's a limited of $10,000 a year. And if you cash out early, you get a penalty of 3 months' interest. Remember that you buy these direct from the government and they are fully guaranteed. Check out our video on how to buy and invest in Treasury I-bonds. Number 8. Make sure you are adequately insured. The new reality now is that we are in trying times. There's so much pain at the pump, there is rising interest rate, high taxes, there is inflation, and everything is just expensive. We want to make sure you have adequate health, auto, homeowners, life, and umbrella insurance. Home warranty is also a great thing to have on your properties these days. Part of attaining fire is to have insurances that can protect you and your family when something breaks. Number 9. Be prepared, be calm, be positive, and be patient so that you can see the opportunity that most don't see at the time of recession. My wife and I lived in my parents' basement for 5 full years and had our first child there. We were there saving aggressively for the right home. And in 2009, at the end of the 2008 bust, we bought our home for exactly half the price of what it was once sold for. You want to be prepared and be among the smart ones that are using this recession and downturn as an opportunity. Number 10. Remember that you are not alone. We are in this together, and just like you are experiencing pain at the pump and pain in the grocery stores, so am I, so are your neighbors, and so are your rich friends. It's just the times we are in. And in times like this, those that have financial literacy have one leg above the rest. Discuss these trying times with your family and friends, and compare notes. It is when you compare notes that you get tips and tricks, how they go through this trying times, and more importantly, where to get cheap gas and groceries. This is not the first high inflation or first major recession, so remember to always say, "This too shall pass," because it will. That's it for this video, guys. I hope to see you in the next video. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when we post another interesting finance video. Until next time.